the first takeaway that I got was the last point I thought was really interesting. For CEOs out there who are saying, how often do I need to reinvent myself? His comment was, in the ad space, it's quarterly. For some companies, maybe it's monthly, or annually. For some companies, it's twice a year. But the strategy of going out and mapping the industry, mapping the marketplace, figuring out where you fit now, then looking at your competitors, looking at what they're saying and what you think they're doing, try and map it out in the future, and where do you fit. That gives you a roadmap. By drawing your roadmap in small and biteable increments, you can continue to innovate without being dangerous.
And to me, you just used a dangerous word for CEOs, reinvent. That can be a very scary word. But to use James as an example, the fact that he built a foundation, came in on the right people, the right technology, partnering up with the right people, making them all understand it, because you have that foundation, it's not as scary a word to reinvent yourself. You need to keep looking where the market's changing, keep trying to reach those people that are going to spend money with you and find your company or product valuable. But again, if you don't have that foundation, reinvent to your company. I mean, as an employee, as a manager, that's a scary word. What do you mean, we're going to change everything we're doing?
And in fact, it's not scary, it's critical. And especially in today's world, you have to be doing that.
But do you agree with my point that what he's done has the foundation? That's why it's not as scary.
Well, yeah, but every company, that's the job of a CEO, is to lay the foundation at every level of your organization and to be able to make it. That was the first takeaway. The second takeaway is openness. Openness is this new model of being a good CEO. It's the next generation CEO. It's this generation CEO. So being open with your team, being open with your investors, being open with your board, being open. If you've got a problem, air it out. Air it out. Why? Because down the road it may come back to bite you. So deal with it now, deal with it ahead of time, make them a part of not only understanding the problem, but understanding the solution, and that way they buy into it, and that way they connect with it. That's critical.
Well, the other final point that I took, which you guys agreed on, you had a big laugh about it, but it's true. Every CEO wants to measure everything. So it's really that simple. If you buy into that within your organization, if you understand that you've got to put analytics around things internally as well as with your clients, you've now got ROI to measure, and you've now got ROI to sell.
Well, and that's the key, because at the end of the day, growing a business, when you can make it scientific, you can make it grow exponentially. To grow exponentially without a scientific strategy is almost impossible. And that's really what he's saying was, he stepped into an organization when he took this over that already had that as a culture. If you don't have that as a culture, that's a bit of a challenge. But figuring that out and making that key, that's critical. So being able to measure everything, being open, understanding where your weaknesses are so that you can be able to move your organization forward by fixing the pillars, making sure your foundations are solid, and then charting your course in biteable increments. Those to me are the key points.